Hello everyone, Gwen here. Let's see if I can show my full face, even though I had a full mask on. You see, there are a lot of books out there, but I was thinking about those books. They're all made out of my best friend over here, Mother Nature, trees, plants. Hundreds of them are being cut down as we speak today to make the books that you love to read. It's not very environmentally friendly, is it? Well, I have an idea how we can fix that. You see, a lot of books and, and things being written are nowadays done on this here laptop, on this computer. Isn't that great? We are living in the most beautiful digital age. Now, there's been a lot of negative things said about that, but that's another video for another time. Right now, let's talk about how to get rid of all that waste. First, because it is waste. Because you can read all your books, you can write all your papers on this here beautiful thing we call a laptop or a computer or a MacBook or, whatever form of technology you got. So, you've got bookstores and libraries, and I'm not saying that we need to get rid of libraries or, get rid of bookstores, but let's make them simpler. So here's an idea about how to digitalize everything. Because all this cutting down trees and, for paper and all that stuff is virtually unnecessary. I used to be in an art academy, and the amount of paper I would buy and the amount of paper I would waste is totally unnecessary. And the same thing goes for books. I'm going to keep this about books for now, but I have an idea. Just take all the books out of every library, school books included, because I think, with the way our future is going, I think, all those books need to be digitalized as well. So many people can download ebooks nowadays for a very cheap amount of the price. I bought a book for 99 cents. I love to read. So 99 cents 99 cents for a 500-page book? Sign me up. All right? So, and let's not forget about the writers, because they put their heart and soul in, to, give you good stories or give you good perspectives on how to expand your mind. So, let's get into that, how we can do that. Let's take a library, for example. Take out every book in a library and scan them. Not just in the United States, not just in South America, not just in Europe, globally. Digitalize all the books. Put it on the World Wide Web. Why? Because information then will be easily accessible for everyone. I mean, there's only so much you're going to get out of Wikipedia. There's only so much you're going to get out of Google. So take every book in a library, just scan them all, and put them on the internet. Or create a program whereby all the books that each library have scanned is just readily available for everyone to rent or buy. You can still make your profit. For example, let's just say I go into these digital libraries, right? The one that I'm proposing. And you would say, I would like this and this book. I would like 5 books, 3 books. Okay, would you like to rent or buy them? I'll rent them first, and then I'll see later if I want to buy them. All right, you can rent 3 of them for, I say, 10 cents a day. Or you can do either 10 cents a day, or you can do 60 or 50 cents a week. You know, see where I'm going with this? And if you want to buy them, you can always buy them at a good price. Now, most of these books are old, you know, so unless you really have newly printed versions that have been updated to go along with the times, I wouldn't charge too much for those books. But if they're newly, freshly remade, you know, rewritten editions to keep up with the information that is going right now, yeah, I think you can ask a decent price for them. You know, and that's just library. All right. Now let's go back to school. I'm gonna get partially into that, but I have a whole new idea for the school systems, because that has to change more than anything. You know, if it were up to me, I'd say let all education be free. You know, the fact that we have to pay so much money for education programs, with me, it's fundamentally ridiculous. But you know, let's not skip too much ahead. Let's just take it day by day. So here's my idea, what I have currently for school books. All right, you pay a certain amount of tuition money, right, per year, so you can attend public school, you know, high school. Yeah, I grew up in a different system, so you're gonna have to forgive that I don't really know how the American or UK versions work. And I grew up with a whole different system. So, the school books, right? You pay a certain amount of money each year to attend a school. Why should you have to pay extra for the books? Especially when you have to get all these books, right? And they're just stamped up there, taking up a lot of space. And you know, that's what I also love, you know, when I used to play video games. You know, let's keep it for the paper for now. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but yeah, just digitalize those books as well. You know, we have so much to gain from digitalizing, you know, every book ever written. Now, you know, that I understand when it comes to the school system, you know, that you know, there's to be some more detail in it, but it can be done. It can be done. You know, I'm just throwing the idea out there. You know, I'm sure there are much more qualified people that can hash out the details, but it has to be done, and it can be done. You know, if we all work together, of course. But now, of course, you're probably wondering, yeah, it's all great, you know, digitalize every book in the world ever written, but what are we going to do with the paper? What are we going to do? Are we going to have to burn them all? Absolutely not. You know, there are so many countries out there that don't have enough books. Take a look at Africa. You know, in Arabic. You know, there's so many places where they aren't enough, or there are no books at all. You know, we just send those books to them. I'm sure they can make use of it. Knowledge should be shared, and we in the society that we live in, we're very fortunate enough that we have those options. But in the coming future, we should make things more simpler, and digitalizing all these books, you know, all these hard copies. You know, look, I'm using paper right now, but in the future that will be completely unnecessary, and we can make that change now. So let's digitalize all those books. And there's, of course, the big fundamental question about knowledge, and I've been asked this many times as well, where they're saying, yeah, Quentin, it's very good, you know, digitalize all the books. What if something happens where we lose all that knowledge that we've gained over the centuries, over millennia even? What happens when that knowledge is lost? And my answer to you is that such a bad thing? Because oftentimes when we're not willing to change, we get into a situation where we're forced to change. This Corona being one of them. Alright, humanity as a whole is being put in a situation where we're all forced to change. Because we're part of this great animal kingdom where if you don't adapt, you will not survive. And often times to thrive in times where many people are unwilling to change, that change will be forced upon you. That's just how the universe works. If you're unwilling to change on your own free will, the universe will whatever you believe in spiritually, he will kick you right in the ass and, force you to change. This whole pandemic era, all right? When you're knowledgeable enough about yourself and your purpose and who you are, and all this great things that are happening, not just in the 3D world, but in the spiritual world and the 5D as well, change is inevitable. And if you're unwilling to change, the universe will put you in a position where you have no choice but to change. So let's say all that knowledge somewhere down the line, maybe 100 years, 500 years, 5,000 years, that knowledge might get lost. Would that be such a bad thing? Because sometimes, same thing with the Ramadan and, fasting, you got to reboot. You got to change. You got to reinvent yourself every time if you want to move forward. Because if we keep doing the same thing, the same way, expecting different results, then guess what, my great friends? That is not going to work. Matter of fact, you'll be stuck. You'll be bouncing your head against that wall, thinking like, why is it not working? Because we're doing the same thing, the same way, expecting a different result. So digitalizing all libraries, all right? Digitalizing all bookstores doesn't mean there won't be any libraries. That doesn't mean there won't be any bookstores. That doesn't mean you won't have any school books. They'll just be made simpler to go ahead with the times. And let's not even forget all the time and all the money you save and all the trees. We don't have to destroy anything to create anything. We have all the resources on this planet to get 80 million years of human advancement in 50 years. It can be done. But that's a whole other video altogether. I'm just going to keep it on the paper for now, because we got to get rid of that shit, bro. We got to get rid of it, dude. The future, especially when it comes to books, when it comes to knowledge, and when it comes to cultivating that knowledge and spreading that knowledge, it's all digital, baby. The future, when it comes to books, knowledge, is digital. And if there are any hard copies of books left in the world, well, that's the beauty of it. We can give them to countries, we can give them to places, we can give them to people where they could really be of use. Having few options isn't good. But having too many options isn't all that great either. I could tell you more about that, but that's a video for another time. So take care, everyone, and have a great day. I know I am. Oh, laptop almost fell out.